So you're out there preparing for your next and up-and-coming CritiCall test, and you're looking for one of the most important questions that people are looking to get answered in regards to the CritiCall test, that being, how is it scored? When you are done watching this video, my hope is that you have a better understanding of how the CritiCall test is scored and some clarification on the test, so going into your next test, you feel more confident and more ready to dominate it. And we're also hoping to provide some tips and tricks on how you can improve your score going into your next test. But at the end of the day, all this information is doing, hopefully, is giving you confidence going into your next test that you know what's going on and you know what to expect. Your CritiCall test will be scored and calculated using 3 metrics. That's KPH, keystrokes per hour, WPM, words per minute, and percentages. Now, if you've watched my other videos in regards to CritiCall, hopefully you have, and if you haven't, check them out. They're in the playlist on our home channel, our home YouTube channel. Each department has the ability to determine their passing scores, their level of KPH, WPM, and percentages for each section that they consider a pass or a fail. So these are determined by departments and can vary depending on which departments you're testing with. So understand that going in. One thing that is generally the same across the board, and of course always check with the department you're testing with, is if you fail one section of the test, you fail CritiCall entirely, because each section is given a minimum passing. If you don't reach that minimum WPM, KPH, or percentage for that section, then it is possible that you are not going to move on in that process. Of course, always verify with the department. So for decision making, this section will never have a score per se, but rather is evaluated throughout the entire CritiCall test process. Keyboarding is also evaluated throughout the entire test as well, but the department should choose a minimum words per minute, WPM, that they consider pass or fail for the CritiCall test. So that section will be scored in words per minute. Next up has to do with data entries, multitasking, and data entry multitasking score is gonna be comprised of the entry speed and keystrokes per hour. This, of course, as well goes on throughout the test. It does also include the speed of entry that was given to you by the computer. So meaning that the data that you get from the computer written is going to be calculated how fast you're entering that data into the appropriate section of the mask that you're being provided. Then you also have data entry audio, which the score is also comprised of keystrokes per hour, but it's only looking at the data entry audio that you received. So any data that you had to listen and type in, that is what they're looking for, and they're scoring it with KPH. Call summarization, multitasking, it's the ability to summarize that information that was given to you while doing other tasks at the same time. This part is scored in percentages. Memory recall, numeric audio, is scored during the test where the license plate or VIN was given to you audibly through your headset, and you needed to take that audible information and put it into the right section and location on the mask. The map section is scored on a percentage, and it is usually observed and calculated throughout the entire test. Spelling as well, same, is scored on percentage and throughout the entire test, as well as sentence clarity. Sentence clarity is scored on a percentage as well throughout the entire test and is looking at your ability to compose the most clear sentences. So a few quick tips and tricks that you can do prior to your CritiCall test in order to get more comfortable, more confident, and really prepare to dominate that test. One, and my favorite advice to give folks, what I was told during my academy, is to practice typing what you hear. Sitting down, watching TV, if you're listening to a podcast, just chilling, whatever that looks like for you. Just pull out a laptop, sit at your desktop, and type what you hear, and really be intentional of typing exactly what is being said. And then you can pause, listen back for your accuracy. Being able to take what you hear and type as it's being said rather than listen and try to type off memory is going to be super helpful for this career and for your success passing the CritiCall test. Another tip that I don't think we talk about enough is getting used to using a full keyboard. It's typically what you're going to get during your CritiCall test, especially if you're taking it in person with an agency, is a full keyboard. You have the numbers on the side of the keyboard as well as the top of the keyboard. It really will help increase your data entry if you utilize that right number pad. One thing we certainly can't overlook, and I know a lot of people are nervous about, is our own typing speed, skills, and abilities, the format in which we type with, using the home key, all that. You want to type whatever way is comfortable for you and makes you type the quickest, but you want to practice being able to type. So you could just jump on Google free typing test and just practice getting through those tests, improving your words per minute. In this line of work, it's super important to be able to listen and type and scan. So really being able to have your eyes off your keyboard is important for long success in this career, passing CritiCall. Lastly, one thing that I wish I knew prior to going through my academy and really taking the CritiCall test is being familiar with the phonetic alphabet. It just makes it easier to recall longer data sets that are mixed with numbers and phonetics. Numbers and letters like VIN numbers. So being familiar with the phonetic alphabet, A, Adam, B, boy, etc., will be super helpful in making you successful in this career because you're going to have to learn it anyways once you dominate CritiCall and pass all your backgrounds and get your higher date. You're going to have to learn it anyways, so no problem in learning it now, as well as helping you through CritiCall. I think it's a very helpful tool, and it's something you could easily learn at home while you're preparing for this test. I also got a video on phonetics, so check it out. All right, folks, that was everything that I have available for you for how the CritiCall test is scored. Hopefully you found this brief video helpful and makes you a little more confident going into your CritiCall test. If you have any feelings, thoughts, questions, please feel free to leave it in the comment section. I do my best to get back to you guys as quickly as possible. Subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. Follow us on Instagram, like us on Facebook, all that good stuff. And until next time, stay raspy, everybody.